So as we showed in the previous video, we're now producing much more instant data that is useful for the sailors. To facilitate that, then we've changed many of the settings. So I'm just populating the settings file here now from the config page for boat 2, and we can see that if we just take a look on the right hand side here, then we can see there are more options. Anything in brackets with an S behind means that it's in seconds, so boom short term filter 3 seconds. If you want to change that, then simply highlight that section, pop into the dialog box, let's see, one thing you can do, you either go behind the zeros, or if you're accurate enough with your finger, you can go just before the first digit. Change that to 2 seconds, press set, and then the settings will repopulate. That won't be saved, so if you change turn the sailor display off, then it will default back to 3 seconds. If you want that to become the new norm, then you just need to press save to make sure that becomes the new default. But you will be able to read through the settings so that you can control all of those numbers, or the amount of time that it takes to create those numbers. So travel filters, short-term filter, again, number top left. Filter without it saying short-term is the number on the top right. Travel filter will produce the number on the bottom right of the screen. You, as a coach, what you get to see is the longer term average. So you get to see the 20-second, at this stage anyway, it's set to 20 seconds, the longer term average. So you get to see the developed average. So rather than looking at a set of numbers that are changing constantly, you've got something that's a little bit more stable. So when we go to heel here, then we're able to see the speed over ground, the heel over the last 20 seconds, and the travel per minute. That gets particularly interesting when we have more than one boat. So if we now config the other boat, I've just switched the display on, so it may not have picked up a GPS signal yet. Oh, it has got a GPS signal, bouncing around somewhat as we're indoors, but now you can compare. So if I start to change the heel angle of both boats, I'll try and do my best of having one boat being more unstable than the other. We can see that one boat is producing a higher travel per minute than the other, and one boat the lower, so difference in stability, difference in angle, and yeah, it just gives you that ability to be able to get some meaningful understanding of how the boats are being sailed. And for any of the measured elements, whether that's pitch, heel, rudder, obviously steering, and boom angle as and when. I don't have the boom angle sensor switched on at the moment, but obviously you'll be able to see here who's trimming more, whose boom is further out, and by how much, all of which is really good information to be able to give the sailors in an instant, rather than having to wait for recorded files.